Liquid. So it's you know when we're talking about seeing Beast Ghost do well, seeing Spirit TNC, they're all doing well, and it's so sad that there is one team that we had high expectations from that always in the past have always delivered on very high entertaining games, and they just fall short, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
I want to see good games, even if they don't win. I want to at least see them perform better. We have Ancient Operation as first pickup. That's a great start. Can't go wrong with that. It's the hero of the month.
Higher win. Yeah, it's I think one of the top 5 win rates so far this tournament, with a pretty high sample size. I think it was 9 and 4.
This morning, before the games today, was 18 games, 72% win rate.
Cool.
So pretty good.
That's pretty good.
They go for a tiny. We and Effie were talking about this one backstage. It's losing a lot of games, but we believe it's because people are playing it as a 4. And I agree with Effie that it is a mid hero, and I think you even said against the TA specifically, right?
It's a very good hero versus TA. And it's a good hero versus Puck. And it's not bad as a position 4. I can see he's never going to be useless as a position 4. He has an ability to take an enemy from point A all the way back to point B.
Yep.
So that's never going to be bad. It's just that I feel like in this patch, his strengths lie more in a core role than a support role. But I do like this opener from Team Liquid. Already I can tell they're going to be doing a lot more fighting.
Yes.
And that's their style. They like that.
Yes.
So.
I am a much bigger
They're good
fan
at
as
it.
well.
They're good at it. I'm tired of the TAs.
Let's see if we crush then perhaps this time. If it is indeed a Samil Tiny, we know Mickey plays a Tiny as well, right? Koikfa plays a Tiny, but I don't think we're going to see that.
I think it'll probably be a 4 Tiny.
You think still Taiga Tiny?
I hope to see it mint though.
Oh. Me too. The lane can be a bit rough till you hit 6, but then all the plus armor just kind of makes you immune to TA.
Yeah, it's so good against her, and
Yeah.
he can actually burn off all her refraction charges with Avalanche, which is pretty awesome. Also, it's a hero that really suits Sumail. Like, Sumail likes
Yes.
to style on people. He always has. Seeing him on these TAs has been kind of awkward
Yeah.
for me, because I feel like his talents are better suited elsewhere. I understand why you would want to pick the best mid hero for your team currently, but I mean, if it's not working, just do something else.
Yep, I agree. It's also just, like, I see a lot of similarities between Team Liquid and Team Nigma, and I think Nigma's adaptation is something that Liquid should look at, where instead of giving Miracle hard carries, they've adapted to giving him playmakers. I think if you do the same for Sumail, you're going to activate your side laners significantly more, because right now it just feels like Liquid kind of sacrifice the whole team's game when I think when they're have a more even net worth distribution, the team just looks better because they're scrappy team fighters. You know, they play more quirky heroes, and I just would love to see Tiny Mid, you have double supports collapse, kill the TA a couple times, handle his Ancients, and let Sumail actually kill enemy heroes instead of just creeps.
TA, I feel like, is not that hard to deal with. I mean, not to take away from the strengths of the hero, she's incredibly strong. Her Ags is good, her Ags shard is good, her new Dragonlance build is good, her Sideblade talent is good. Like, everything really suits her, this meta. But there have always been ways to deal with TA, and those haven't changed. Like, you go to her lane, you push her tower, you take her triangle, you just don't give her the space that she needs to farm, and she doesn't seem that OP anymore.
Agreed.
And if you want to do that, if you want to pressure that TA that way, does that mean that you want your safe laner / off laner to just be more self-sufficient so that your supports can actually rotate and do that kind of stuff?
I think you should always draft to win your lanes if you can. It's nice to have self-sufficient carries, but as I was saying on an earlier panel, from what I've seen of this major so far, the teams that have really good team fight and a strong late game have been winning over other teams. I know it's easy to say, yeah, just pick good team fight, dude.
Team fight.
Secure your late game, right? But that has been like the sweet spot.
All right. What can we learn from the bans we got on Team Liquid? We have a Spectre, Axe, and an Ursa ban. PSG LGD protecting their TA a little bit with the Storm ban. We also got a PL and a Leshrac getting banned out.
The Lesh has got to go. It's a Liquid staple and fixes a lot of holes in the way they've been drafting because it supplies the tower push, the mid-game team fight, and the refraction. This is a hard counter to TA. You just beast the hero even through BKB. You can hit a timing faster and take towers. And there's a hero I was praying for Liquid to pick up for some time.
Yeah.
This changes the dynamic because all of a sudden, going bear build is very risky because it's going to get amped, it's going to get meld striked, and the bear dies in 3 hits.
Yeah. Also, this is just a nice extra boost for Roshan, for Radiant draft.
Yeah.
Even though TA herself is a big threat to Roshan, but you have a Slardar, you're looking at a much earlier Roshan that the enemies have to play against.
And when you were saying earlier, and when we're thinking about timing, when we saw Lone Druid coming out from Matu and Team Secret during the wildcards, the issue with the Lone Druid was that it just took too long to have an impact. Is there a way to fix that? Or is there a way to buy more time?
I think it depends on how the rest of your team is doing. But I personally don't like that hero very much right now. If they like it though and they think they can play with it, I can see what they're going for here.
It's just a little awkward when you pick it third.
Yeah.
It's because, you know, I think Aoi was talking about on a panel earlier, like this idea of like the debate pick. You know, when you're third pick, you want this hero to be a core flex that maybe could be demoted, but you can't demote a Lone Druid. So now all of a sudden PSG LGD have insane amounts of damage.
Physical damage is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And the bear's just not going to survive. The Pugna's a cool idea because defensive decrep against TA Slaughter, you know, you might blink initiate, but then the decrep saves whatever that target is. Plus, very effective with AA. You just have insane raw magical burst. And this does mean the tiny support. I think we saw this like TI8, you know, Tops and Pugna, Jarek's tiny, but it's a very different meta. And they didn't have, actually it was against the TA. So they kind of have to play it in that way, where the TA just dies over and over and over. And then you snowball and kill all the towers.
Decrep is also just very good versus Drow, Slardar, and TA. But the situation that I can see right now for Pugna is Slardar getting his link, going on Pugna, and then Pugna just getting Mortimer's. Which, that's definitely their target priority on Radiant team. They have to get the Pugna, otherwise how are TA or Drow gonna kill anybody?
No.
So, can you see this Pugna surviving? I was hoping they really need a hero to body for him for their last pick.
That's what I'm looking at too, because in theory, like it's a great combo with the Lone Druid, but for reasons already expressed, you know, the bear is susceptible. It's not really tanky until like post AC. So the last pick for Liquid, it's probably, I want to say the Koifa hero, but wait, no. Koifa will be on the Lone Druid.
Yeah.
So that actually changes things a bit. Now, because it could.
It's Mickey or Sumail.
Is it an off-lane Lone Druid? Do you move it to safe lane? Is Mickey shading towards an off-laner? Do you give an initiator? Like the Liquid last pick could really be anything.
Is there any aggressive tri-lane then potential? Do you like the hero on an aggressive tri-lane?
I would hope not.
You hope not.
I hope not. I think it's really bad to sacrifice your lanes in this meta. Like, your lanes need to be strong.
Speaking of strong, the Elder Titan, I feel
They're
like
all in on this armor reduction.
Yeah.
They've got the ET, they've got the Slardar, they've got the Drow ult, they've got the TA meld.
This
they've got the
looks so
Snapfire.
scary.
They've got the Snapfire thing. But, I mean, what do you do when they pick a tanky hero that builds Crimson Guard? Like, they'll feel it.
I don't even know if Crimson Guard's
It's not going to be enough.
You need like, oh God, oh man. So the Liquid lineup.
It is an offlane Lone Druid then?
Yes, right. Mickey's on the monkey. Okay, this lineup has to be ahead. Like if Liquid fall behind, if Slardar gets a blink,
over.
to Effie's point, all they have to do is initiate on Pugna. That's the only save. I like the hero a lot more with something else that can save your Pugna. But in this case, all eyes on Sumail. He has to play near flawlessly. His positioning's got to be perfect. The meta right now is control the armor, and PSG LGD have every hero capable of doing so.
How does TA do against Pugna in lane?
She does fine.
Yeah?
She does fine. But once he's level 6, she gets bullied out of lane.
Yeah.
And then TA is the one getting ahead.
No.
Or the Pugna.
Once Pugna's level 6, TA gets bullied out of lane.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you just get spam drained, like decrep drain, and even if you don't lose health, you'll lose mana. So you pretty much have to rotate to jungle right away. So that's Liquid's window. If you can get a lot done on the map before the Ancients really come into play, before the Roshan gets taken, you're in a pretty decent spot. And if you think about how they're going to siege high ground, you have the tiny airlines ready with a blink toss back. You'll have Wukong's, Pugna, bear hitting tower. You can create this like ring of power that theoretically PSG LGD can't fight into.
So both lineups have snowball potential. I think this game will depend on who wins their lanes harder, personally.
Is it fair to say that if you were removed at the team names, is PSG LGD's lineup just not a lot easier to execute?
I think a lot of it will be dependent on the Slardar blink timing, but there is ease of execution, but also for Dire, I really just think the lanes are so important this game, and the game is going to snowball in the direction of the team that wins.
Okay, well, let's find out who's going to take a head start here in this 2-game series. We're heading over to a commentary duo of ODPixel and Fogged.
Why, thank you, Sheev. PSG LGD versus Team Liquid, minus armor aplenty versus Team Liquid's more unorthodox approach, a Pugna to counteract it. Owen, how do you feel about this one?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Liquid can do with these cores. Yeah, the Pugna coming in for Sumail. Always happy to see what he's able to do on that. But yeah, I don't think it seems easy. I'm a little scared of Heroes on Liquid just getting blown up by this physical burst that PSG LGD is going to be jumping them with.
Yeah, and the last pick for me is interesting because it continues to go with that element of amplifying damage and all that, but it's a scouting mechanism that's the biggest thing for me. Not only will they have TA traps now, but they'll have an Elder Titan Spirit to find that Pugna, and if they find the Pugna's dead. This looks like a really strong draft from PSG LGD. It's ticking all the boxes. Eyes on Pugna, eyes on Sumail. I've seen this matchup. Of course, everyone knows that legendary matchup back at TI. Things have changed since then, though. Decrepify very strong in the laning phase versus TA, but now TA has a small camp to work with, so you can always get that extra farm versus a hero like Pugna, even if you are decrept early on. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, see how much Sumail can mess with him in the lane. So yeah, we'll get the lane setups coming up. And what do you think about this sort of, how is this balance going to work with having Mickey on the Monkey King and Quakefor on a lone Druid?
Feels very farm heavy. I feel like these two just have to play their own independent game, and I really do think all of the pressure is on Sumail. He has to do so much this game. I've also not been a big fan of 4Tiny, not a fan of Tiny in general at this tournament either. The 4, though, is really lackluster. Your team fight usually ends up being really lacking in the game. Yeah, it feels really hard. I don't even know how this bear survives at all in the game. As soon as we start hitting like the 10-minute mark, it feels like this bear is just going to get absolutely decimated from all the minus armor. Also, the damage from Drow will start to get to ridiculous levels. And it's Drow plus TA. So TA has a buff up from marksmanship on top of everything too. So I think that's the idea with
quite a ridiculous buff up as well, yeah.
I think this is the idea with the Monkey King, is getting on top of the Drow Ranger, getting on top of the TA, getting on top of those backline heroes to get rid of marksmanship and get yourselves a way to get your own information, since I feel like PSG LGD has set themselves up for really good information in the game inside the team fights.
I'll be intrigued to see what sort of build Mickey goes for this game. How greedy he does go, considering he has the lone Druid on his off lane. If we're going to see something that is going to allow him to get a little more active, quite a bit earlier, so we can make moves with Sumail.
Yeah, I better see just lots of armor items coming out from the side of Team Liquid, since there's just so much overwhelming minus armor from the side of PSG LGD. So medallions on the supports, Ghost Scepters on the supports, just anything to try to survive versus the onslaught.
And we're seeing so far in the mid, pretty even, really.
Fairly even.
Very close between the two.
Decrep is annoying. See those denies coming into play for Sumail. Even the constant harassment onto nothing to say. He's got his bottle already. And they will check the rune too, so I like that Taiga's doing this. Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a bit of a nuisance indeed for nothing to say. We'll at least have the bounty rune at the 3rd minute for him to go and grab. Taiga making sure that Sumail has full control of the river.
Bear's not getting a whole lot down here, Owen. Only got 5 last hits.
I mean, it is just going to be a slow start. There's going to be this bit of the game where Quakefor and Mickey, I mean, it is going to feel like they're sort of going to be playing without an off lane, for the early part of this game.
They're going to look to slow down nothing to say in mid lane. I think this is exactly what Taiga needs to do for them to have a hope. Just get Sumail off to a really good start. Won't be able to quite kill him, but we'll just be obnoxious. And they did secure those bounty runes, or those water runes for Sumail, and Taiga's also going to take away the bounty rune too. So nothing to say, has no way to fill himself up unless someone TPs.
Just fully trying to slow him down, but not really doing too much to that progress and nothing to say. Still having a fine
No.
time in the mid matchup.
Not getting any stacks started just yet. Zinq will probably get over there shortly. Does want to prioritize lane to set up Faith Beyond for that quick early Blink Dagger timing. Oh. Because he suicided himself to tower on Innocence. Maybe that's why, oh, maybe he suicided to fill up the mid bottle, perhaps, since he feels like the Drow Ranger's just getting a free lane since the Tiny's moving around.
Oh, they
yeah,
might
he's
have made
TPing
that
mid.
call, yeah.
Yeah, that's the call. I was gonna say, he's not getting runes. There's camping his mid, so they're gonna have to change it. And Drow's getting free farm, so I like that move from PSG LGD. Looks a little weird, but these suiciding to towers, I feel like has gotten more effective now that you get a free TP.
Absolutely, yeah, especially at this early stage on the supports. As you say, it's pretty safe down bottom. Not a lot of extra assistance is needed down here at all.
Nope, it's getting free farm. And it will be, it looks like, I guess, phase boot rush onto Quaikva, just armor needed. Tiger making the move top. Let's see what he can get. Zinq, can they get the toss back?
Whoop.
Mid cookie.
He does.
They can. They get the
Zinq
skill.
looking pretty dead here. We have a Liquid. To get that first blood with that movement. And into the hands of Mickey as well, already having a nice time farming in the lane.
Very nice, Tiger.
So a good bit of a cash bonus.
He's the big one to watch in the early game. Both wards placed aggressively too to watch out for those stacks. Faith Beyond should be just fine. Might even be able to still commit for Insania with another couple hits. Taiga, body blocking, will save his buddy. So we see these deep wards placed from Taiga to watch when those stacks will be coming out for them to attempt for some contest. Sumail already level 6.
Not the end of the world though. There's another 3 bottle refills given over to the mid. Nothing to say about it. His mana up a bit. Oh, somehow. I mean, at this stage, 41 for 8, 37 for 5. This is. I mean, and nothing. He's not been slowed at all, right? This has just been a straight trade, and this. And you say this is just how this sort of matchup's going to go nowadays with the position Pugna's in.
Yeah, I think it just changed. You know, Pugna used to. Honestly, own the matchup. There used to be a very one-sided Pugna matchup even until 6, but now you just leave the lane as well, and you just jungle way faster as these Templar sets, and you just have a small camp. So. Secures himself a haste rune too.
Both supports coming around this mid lane, but not really going to be able to do anything. Sumail keeping himself safely in position, and Tiger trying to see if he can get the surprise on this bottom lane whilst those supports were top, but already.
He's got to be careful himself. It's a ton of damage that the Drow's going to pump out onto a level 3 Tiny. 0 armor. If he gets stomped, he might just die.
Stomp. I think he will. A few couple of hits there. One more will do it. Can he quite get it? He can indeed. There we have it.
Yeah, ridiculous damage that this Drow is going to be dishing out. No fear point either on Quaikva. He's got more of a greedy one. 2 points in Spirit Link. So can't actually bail out his Tiny. And nothing to say. We'll start doing those stacks. Get himself a 3rd stack too. And he's going to be able to clean this one up and continue that advantage over the Pugna. 4 points in the decrep by Sumail. It is a very good decrepify game, but I thought perhaps since he knows the TA is just going straight to jungle, he might try to put some pressure onto the tower, but looks like they're trying to invade and slow down the farm. Perhaps try to go for a kill since they do have that ward vision. He's going to go for it.
Let's see how much Sumail can mess with him. Well, he's going to be able to walk it off, and backup is around and available. Mickey's heading in too. He's actually going to be able to jump in onto Nothing to Say. Nothing to Say tried to get back in on this, and with his body blocks from Mickey, they'll get the kill on the TA.
And they're going to steal the Ancients too. Nice moves, nice preparation from Liquid. That ward that they placed early on from Taiga, paying off dividends. Sumail even going to fill up his Insania, give him some mana as well too, so he can stay on the map. What a bro play. He can just fill himself back up with the life drain too. Love when you see this from the Pugnas.
I mean, so far so good from Liquid. They're getting the kills, and I guess that bottom lane is just the case of Quaikva. He needs a lot of time on the lone druid. Pressure's going to be on the supports of Liquid to really be active around Sumail. Tiger toss back onto Zinq. As if they've quite got the damage they don't. The stomp will catch onto Sumail, so won't be able to set up to focus down Zinq.
I'm glad that Mickey switched it up, didn't point it out, but he had initially queued up treads. I'm glad he goes for phase boots, just early items. Phase, Wraith Bands, Orbit Corrosion, he's ready to battle. 19 armor already on this Monkey King.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And starting to hit this tower mid.
Let's see what they can get done here, Liquid. I mean, who do you think Liquid is sort of saying right now that they've got to go for? You know, this Drow does seem to be the most appealing target.
I think
he's
that's
been left on his island down here on his own.
They can kill a tower so quickly. That's the important thing that they have set themselves up to for Liquid. The Pugna with the Lone Druid, if they can get a single kill, they can probably just take the tower right afterwards too. He's just going to TP out. He sees it coming with that ward. So they should be able to push this tower on the side of Liquid. But nothing to say is getting space to farm those Ancients now.
So at least give an objective here to allow Quakefer to bump up his bank account a bit. After having a bit of a slow time in the lane. Of course, top net worth right now still Mickey going straight for the Echo.
Oh, Innocence almost dies to the life train. And starting to get the siege going on mid too. Rotating the supports. How does PSG LGD set up for this defense? No blink yet on the Slardar, so they're just going to go for their own push on the other side.
Yeah,
this is one thing they do lack on their
defend against the slow siege of the Pugna.
They don't have great ways to
be
spam.
Inevitable here from Samael.
Yeah, their best spam really is like ET Stomp, which is really lackluster.
Even Mickey, Liquid know they can position themselves like this.
Mickey.
Mickey even quick with the jump there.
Has to be. There's also Quelling Blade on the TA. He has to be very careful how he's positioned on these trees. They actually do 3 triple. No, they only have double Quelling Blade. Mid tower. It's gonna go down.
One
more
the
blast.
deny at least.
Ooh.
Like
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Honestly, all in all, though, you get 10 minutes in for the game to be where it is. I think Liquid's going to be rather happy. You've run this off-lane Lone Druid and safe-lane Monkey King, and even though Quakefer has had a slightly slower start than ideal, they're not dying. They're getting away with it, and they'll get coming out on his own into the high ground of Liquid.
They have to slow down his Blink Dagger, because right now it's a little bit of a low period where PSG LGD can't make moves on the map. They're just playing this very farm-heavy style with TA, with Drow. It is just, they just can't make anything happen. So Liquid is taking advantage of that. Slowing down the Slardar Blink is crucial, because as soon as that Blink comes out, that's when we're going to see the pace of the game kick on. So good tower advantage. They're going to look to make a move earlier. Sinq has the kisses. Strong Drow too. Dragonlance already done. Cookie will connect.
Down with the kisses. Gonna have a whole lot of damage coming out. The kisses getting prioritized over towards Insania though, sort of splitting the targets here. And that actually means that they don't have enough full damage to take down one whole hero. They're ready with the counterplay. Mickey is able to line up the 2-man balance strike. He's in with the Wukong's command straight onto Arme. That's the Drow gone. Liquid. They won't lose anyone here as they punch back. PSG LGD. They're trying to find some action here in what's been rather a slow early game. They're not quite able to get it.
Yeah, it's surprising that they even go for that there with the Drow and with just the Snapfire. They don't have the +1. If they had the ET there, they can perhaps get 1 or 2 of the kills with the Stomp follow-up, but without Blink Dagger on Slardar, they can't go for these plays. Now they have the Blink, so it's going to be easier for them to set up, but Liquid come out on top. Quick for getting all the space in the world.
Yeah, he's catching up to the farm here of Arme. That gap's closing. And if Liquid do get away with this in this early game, they're going to have essentially double carries here between Mickey and Quakefer.
But the bear will be
both
eviscerated.
Sort of beastly potential.
That's going to be the important thing. The Mask of Madness also reduces its armor too, so it will die even faster. They get the stun connection. Let's see how quick it does die. Where's the TA or the Drow? They're not there. Faithbjorn will try for it. He's got a bash ready.
Yeah, they should be able to get it anyway, I think. Oh, okay, the fear.
Nope, it's got the rear. Yeah, it should be okay.
Yeah. All right.
I guess they thought maybe.
Around.
I guess they thought maybe the Monkey King or someone was around because the Drow ran away when they got the stomp. When they got the stun connection, Ame just ran away from it. Didn't prefer to go for any type of hits. Was a bit afraid.
They want to go straight for something else instead with this blink on Faith Beyond. They're looking towards Sumail in the mid. So they get the jump, straight in with the crush. Can they blow Sumail up in time? I see the toss from the side here. Tiger trying to split the two of them, so PSG LGD can't commit onto both at the same time, and now the turn comes into play. Liquid with the run down onto Innocence. They've got him. Mickey, one more hit will do the job. Again, PSG LGD tried to poke at Liquid. Liquid just turned and ended up winning the fight. And bottom lane, a TP's attempted, but immediately put to stop by the fear. Arme's been caught out on his own. There's no escape for him. Liquid, they'll get themselves another kill. And over towards the mid lane, Mickey, he's ready to go. Wukong's commanding the Boundless Strike, the Avalanche follow-up as well. Liquid are destroying PSG LGD in this early game. As PSG LGD, they're just looking completely lost. They're trying to make moves. And they just end up sort of handing themselves a silver platter here to Liquid.
Oh, baby, I think I might need a... I don't know if you saw that down bottom, but the bear was feared, and then I think he leveled up the bear to remove the fear, so he gets the bear on top of the drow to get the fear off. Or the bear was silenced, sorry, and then he resummons the... Doesn't resummon, but he levels up the bear to remove it. That was a really cool interaction, I believe I saw from Koikfoot.
Yeah, we might have the replay of that. I think you could be exactly right.
That looked really interesting.
I mean, that makes it, yeah, when you level the bear, it does refresh it, doesn't it? In that sense.
That was really cool plays from Liquid. Outplaying, making moves across the map, 2K advantage, slowing down this PSG LGD minus armored draft, and getting on top of these heroes. Mickey with some nice moves.
Yeah, he's having a great time, 4-0-2. Echo looking into the Maelstrom next. Yep. I mean, with these sort of setups, if he's ever in the trees, gets the Wukong into the Boundless, these heroes will die in that combo, even to sort of him alone, some of these. Yep. This Monkey King, very, very scary.
He gets right on top of him. That's why they went for that pick. Not only high armor hero, but a hero that gets right into the fray on top of a Drow Ranger. Bear continuously checking this Roshan. The Deso is done. Max Mel, Deso, Corrosive Haze, they'll kill it in no time. Little Shredder and Medallion too. This is going to die so fast. I don't think they're going to react in time.
Yeah.
Instead,
nice. It's going to be so insanely quick.
They're trying. They're scouting.
And they've got to make moves very quickly. There's nothing to say. He's desperately trying to finish him up, but Koifu's actually able to get the Baron in time. The Fear pushes the TA out of the pit. He'll get the toss back as well. Nothing to say. He's been surrounded. There's nothing to say. He'll try and turn them up, but he's still dead. They'll lose the TA. The jump is there over towards Mickey. It's PSG LGD. They may have lost nothing to say, but they do take down enough to finish it, get that Aegis themselves. As Arme, a bit of hesitation there, but will still pick it up. Grabs that for himself, and now is trying to see if he can get his hands on some kills. As they'll look towards Tiger. Tossing Fabian up to the high ground, but Fabian's still able to make his way back over towards the Tiny. The bash comes back up as Tiger goes down. PSG LGD finally able to get an objective going their way.
And my lord, the toss back from the from the Tiny on the TA onto the Pugna. Pugna gets two-shotted. Even with a Ghost Scepter, can't even react in time to get it off. So still get the main objective on PSG LGD. Close though. Liquid almost was able to put up a fight there to get into the pit. That was a bit scary.
See, Liquid. I mean, Sumail's already trying to get the setup for some action. Spot up in, nothing to say. Liquid's still very much wanting to fight, despite that Aegis being on Arme.
They've got the Blink Dagger on Taiga. They have to set the pace of this game. If it starts getting too slow, I don't think they have a chance in the later stages, so they have to play very aggressive. Even if they're into this Aegis, just have to catch PSG LGD off guard. Just toss back into this high damage lineup that they do still have on Liquid.
Which is hard to get in. Sort of traps down, and his moves being spotted. On Liquid, they'll resort to moving down towards the bottom, try for the tier 2 instead. Getting a jump on these heroes of PSG LGD proving to be rather difficult. The few times we have seen Liquid get the kills have been when PSG LGD has walked into them.
Got a nether shot on the Pugna, so more damage, more magical, but very squishy.
They're going to land a perfect combo here with the Ice Blast. Have they got enough to push him underneath the threshold? The Wukong's command is out. They're trying to get him off to the side. Sumail tries to come in with the drain, but Faith Beyond's on top of him. Nothing to say, will still die to the damage from the Wukong's command. They get the stomp off though over to the side. The kiss is coming through onto Insania and Quafer. Quafer popping the ult here. He's ready to get back in with the Bears. They'll head straight over to Innocence. Mickey jumps in with a primal spring.
Not bad, not bad. They got the TA.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's the Deso done on Quaker. That's that Maelstrom. Mickey going for the BKB. How's Arme's progress looking? Manta money pretty much there, unless he wants to just pick up the BKB over the Asher. We'll see. But he feels pressure to do so. Bottom lane, Mickey scouting things out of the trees, but as soon as TP starts coming, Liquid, they back off. They don't want to try and fight that close to the tower whilst the Aegis is still in the hands of Arme.
Nice fortunate neutral pickup for the side of Liquid too. The Dragon Scale, any type of armor items feel super effective this game. The Bear will be a little extra protected, 17 armor on it now. Playing around this vision,
We go Tiger.
Gets another one.
We've got the toss back. Innocence. He's gone. Try and check Faith behind. He wanted to go for this. He has got Arme and Xingqiu at the side. And the strike comes out. They push back the two of them with the gust, but already the Bears in on top of the Drow. The fear comes into play.
Roar.
Tiger in with the avalanche. They get the toss back as well. They've caught Arme. Arme separated from the rest of the lineup, so they bring him down the once.
Oh, the
Can they do the second?
God.
Woo, the Bear! The Bear just gets destroyed. They lose the two of them. As that's both of them gone, the Bear's trying to go for a second round onto Xingqiu, but the Bear doesn't stand a chance. The physical damage is too high as Liquid, they'll buy back on both of them, trying to turn this around, trying to save Mickey, but PSG LGD's in on top of him again. The physical damage is a few hits and Mickey's gone. As they just tear them all down there. You see, hero after hero, Tiger and Insania not standing a chance against the TA. Then the Bear's gone, and next thing you know, Mickey, he's got nothing to stand his ground against this hard hit of PSG LGD. This is what you expect to see from this lineup of the heroes. These heroes, they will just decimate you.
Yeah, Tiger's buyback does come into play, does become effective. We'll be able to find the Drow Ranger afterwards. But yeah, you're really starting to see that insane physical damage. The Bear gets two-shotted. The AA and the tiny lineup for the side blades get two-shotted as well. They have to be very wary of their positioning.
So that was a scary fight indeed for Liquid. I mean, well, how do you deal with this? How do you itemize against this? As you say, armor, ghost scepters, you've got to get everything to stop yourself from just getting hit. Yeah.
Insania's got himself a Force Staff. Decent way to at least get him in and out of the fight. Tiny's got that Ghost Scepter queued up. Still setting up, still playing around their vision, still playing aggressive, still liking the way that Liquid is making these moves. 2K gold advantage for PSG LGD, but Liquid doesn't care. They're still looking to play at the strength that they have right now. Taking out the towers quickly.
Full BKB on nothing to say, so he's very ready to head into the front of these fights.
That's going to make it a lot harder for them to focus fire him. For any of those tossbacks, he's probably going to just turn and two-shot some heroes and then maybe even just TP out in front of them. So Liquid has to be very precise with the hero that they do initiate on, as it is also a BKB on the Drow Ranger. So these tossback plays are going to be a lot more difficult for Liquid to set up.
Unlikely that they'll have quite enough control to really get the jumps done on these heroes and stop them from getting the BKBs off. It's always likely that both Nothing to Say and Arme will be able to pop them in the chaos of the team fight.
They're smoking now. PSG LGD have their Solar Crest, so even stronger physical damage. They have the level 13 on Faith Beyond, so level 2 Corrosive Haze online. Insania, he's spotted. He's gonna get shredded. Does get decrept. Nice play by Sumail.
Tiger. He's in with the counterplay, but the BKB's out from Arme. Faith Beyond, he'll head back for now with the 4-staff. Arme will focus down Tiger. Tiger's gone. Innocent's able to chase down Insania. Liquid, they're down to just the 3 of them here. No further fight to be had from Liquid. They've got to step back. And they might not get the chance to do so as the stomp. It's caught him. Again, Crepify comes out trying to save the Bear, but they just jump straight over to the hero himself as Lone Druid will fall. They can't fight this.
They can't fight
what do
this
they
now.
do then? You know, their lineup has just fully come online. Nothing to say. Ready to lead the charge here. 13k net worth for me. Arme as well, close behind him. And how on earth do you fight this? It seems that PSG LGD are they're just going to shred you to the point where you have to avoid these engagements. But you do that, I mean, they'll just turn their attention towards the towers. They're going to be running down lanes. This is looking a very tough fight for Liquid to have.
Just a very difficult game with the draft that's been set up. They did well in this early game, got in these 14 kills, but now we're seeing the full online of PSG LGD, even looking like perhaps going for a secondary minus armor, going for a medallion also on Innocence on top of the solar crest from the Snapfire. It's just increasing more and more. Xingqiu, Mickey, might be able to find him here. Cookie.
Oh.
He's making him work for it.
I mean, he really is, and backup's coming in. They're going to have the Stomp Ice doesn't quite catch Mickey.
But Mickey, he's
now
gonna get turned on.
Faith Beyond, he jumps in straight around to Mickey. Mickey needs help, but he needs it now. Be able to drop the Wukong's command. Faith Beyond off to the side. They head in with the multi-shot. Mickey, it's not going to catch anyone else in the ultimate as PSG LGD are able to step away. And instantly as that's happening, you know, Liquid, they've headed over here, but with no intention to actually try and fight PSG LGD, just coming over to keep Mickey safe.
Can't believe Xingqiu survives. The Cookie getting him out of that AA blast will be enough. Does have the backup. If he gets hit by the stomp there on Mickey, probably dead too. Innocent slightly off the mark, but they're smoking, still looking for more aggression. They have all these traps everywhere, so they're seeing Liquid. Insania?
It's just so scary. Whoever they get the jump on is just dead in an instant.
It's so difficult for them to play now at this point. It's like Sumail has to be the one to do all the saves on these squishy supports, but then he just puts himself out of position. The item timings, it's not. I'm not really seeing what they get next on Liquid to just feel like they're going to be able to fight back. I see they've got this AC queued up. They've got Mickey close to BKB, but that's still not going to solve how much physical damage is really coming out. In the team fights, it's problematic too because they may have AA, they may have the Monkey King ult, but that's just about it when it comes to the straight team fights. While PSG LGD have a much easier approach. Multiple forms of stuns, multiple forms of initiation. Even they're trying to do anything here, Liquid grouping up, perhaps looking for some type of smoke to catch PSG LGD off guard. They can get the wraparound from behind. The freshly delivered from BKB from Mickey, also level 18, so level 3 Wukongs. I'm gonna try for here. See the courier. Gonna see Innocence perhaps for a second, but they want a bigger one. They're gonna settle for it. But he does get the Force Staff.
But over to the side, Innocence. He's able to hide himself here with the glimmer. Silence comes out to Mickey and Quoifer. Nothing to say, he's looking for the perfect angle again, and Faith Beyond comes in with the jump. The kiss is coming out as well from the side. Quoifer popping the ult. He's trying to get away from this. Mickey will be able to run down Faith Beyond. They'll kill off the Slardar. Tiger coming back in with the toss. They've got the Ice Blast flying through as well, but the BKB's popped for nothing to say. Mickey stands his ground with the Wukong's command, but PSG LGD, they're able to step out to the side. Wukong's command also getting stepped out upon by Mickey, so the ult comes to an end. Liquid, they're trying to run, but Faith Beyond, he's back in, jumps in with the crush onto Mickey. Mickey trying to turn, but the hits are coming in from Arme. Another protection play with the Decrepify will allow Mickey to jump back to the high ground safely.
Great decreps from Sumail. The last one, the Lone Druid, he ends up surviving at the end of it, but then they kill his bear, and the damage from the bear dying ends up killing him, even though Sumail does get some clutch decrep saves. Does force the Faith Beyond buyback, and Roche soon to be respawning 1 second.
Got to play these fights perfectly, Liquid.
They do.
Yes, so Sumail's positioning, really everything here.
Also really nice saves, though.
Even with those sort of moves, nothing to say, just getting so far ahead of the competition. 16k net worth, nullifier done.
Oh,
so now those Decrepifiers aren't going to do quite as much.
No, they're not. And he also has the Meld Dispel, so if it's an aggressive decrep, he's also going to just be able to dispel it off.
No, he's going to have no trouble getting the kills here now.
No, he's not. Looking more and more difficult for Liquid. Just feels like they have to outplay in every single one of these team fights. Faith Beyond, though, having no buyback, this could be a moment of opportunity if they do find him, but it's at PSG LGD the one leading the charge. Insania spotted.
Oh, they get the jump. Tiger comes with a counterplay, but Faith Beyond forced out and jumps out to the side with the help of the Cookie. They'll turn to Tiger, though. Tiger tries to get in. The stomp is caught the two of them. The kisses coming down on both. Insania tries to get out, but the magical damage is too much. That's the AA gone. Buyback from Tiger. It's Mickey. He's on the run. Trap slow will catch him. PSG LGD got anything more to get on top of the Monkey King? They don't. Mickey's out into the trees. He's away. They step back here, Liquid. Roche is up. PSG LGD ready to move straight into the pit. Can Liquid do anything? They don't have
can.
Insania. They don't have that Ice Blast. But
It's
look
gonna
at
die
how
too
quickly
fast.
it goes
It's just
down.
gone. Seconds.
Yeah.
And now they have the
they've
shard
gotta run.
on that TA, so the silences will be applying to the poor Pugna as well. Sumail gonna have a much harder time. Another trap connects.
Okay.
Wukong
In the
it's off
trees,
mark.
but Boundless Strike is he's going to miss. He's not going to catch anyone here in the ultimate. PSG LGD will happily stand out to the side. Huge lead now for PSG LGD, just 12k advantage. Their draft playing itself perfectly here, and very little it seems that Liquid can do to just save one another. PSG LGD, you know, one foot put in the wrong place here from Liquid, and you're just instantly dead in these team fights.
Absolutely. And this shard now, the traps, more traps, as we know, it's 4 more traps you get more vision from the traps, and they silence. So the poor Pugna, Sumail, who's had these great jobs of decrepifying his teammates, it's just going to be even harder for him.
Absolutely.
So many different ways.
No self-dispel at the moment on him.
Nope. Koifa. Forming a very aggressive position here. Mickey.
He
gotta be
won't
careful.
show himself there.
No.
Okay. Just clearing the way from the trees. Tiger and Senya
Ooh.
are here to back him up.
They saw him for a second there. They have that ward on the high ground. They're chasing. They want blood.
Tiger's out.
Insania, he's not going to be so lucky.
No, looking pretty dead here.
Let's see how many hits.
Couple
One,
of hits.
2.
That'll do it. That'll do it. It's getting close to the one-hit territory.
If it was a melted, I think it was a 1-hit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Look how hard the TA hits. With that marksmanship aura as well on top. 300 without even refraction. Mickey gets hit by the stomp.
Oh, they found him.
He's spotted.
They found him. He's got no TP. He could BKB, but he's got no way out of this. He can only sort of just stand his ground and hope for the best. The kisses are coming in to clear him out as Mickey is trying to run. He's trying to get his way out of this, but there's no escape for the Monkey King. As they find him, they take him down. Another kill for PSG LGD. Osame keeps the pressure in on the bottom lane. They're on the verge of taking the third and final tier 2 here away from Liquid as well.
Game just feels so impossible. They just have to run away from all the fights. The only hope they have is for tossbacks under tier 4s, or maybe even into Fountain, it feels like.
What can Liquid do? They've got a buyback on Mickey available. AC is done on Koifa, so something. Not a lot, but something to help against all this physical damage.
The
It's
nullifier.
Tiger, a few hits and he's gone. And we'll be able to turn and take down Nothing to Say there once, but now the Bear getting the full brunt of the attack here from PSG LGD. Nothing to Say ready for round 2, and Tiger, he does not have buyback himself.
He doesn't.
Buyback comes out from Mickey, but it's going to be a 4 versus 5 hold here that they'll have to put together.
And that kills his entire growth in the game. Not even able to get any kills out of it. They do have Wukong's up in 5 seconds. I think Liquid's starting to feel that this might be their last fight in the game.
See what they've got in them. PSG LGD. Down to the rats, Koifa sending the Bear in. Ice Blast. Catch upon the 2 of them. Nothing to Say still with the BKB ready to pop. Backdoor protection momentarily kicks in, but the creeps continue to flow forward. Get removed as quickly as it pops up, as that's the bottom melee rack's gone. Liquid not able to do anything to stop PSG LGD in their tracks.
Even with the buyback of the Monkey King, they can't look to take a fight. Just doesn't really do much of anything that hurts. Mickey's growth, he was getting semi-close to the Scotty. Now it's miles away.
They're gonna try with the smoke.
They're gonna try.
They've got to go for risky moves like this, Liquid, as we're seeing
They
sitting
do.
in the base, waiting for the high ground defense. That's not really something they're going to find themselves in an advantageous position, even fighting from the high ground of the base. They just don't really have the lineup to do it. They've got to take fights outside where they can attempt to outnumber and catch PSG LGD by surprise.
They know this is coming, though. They saw them. Maybe
job.
nothing to say.
To say, we'll get feared if they got further lockdown. He's out of the Wukongs. He's fine. He's
Bear.
away. Quoifer's Bear now starting to take the damage here as PSG LGD look to run it down. Faith Beyond, he's ready to jump into the front lines, gets himself straight on top of Samael. Tiger trying to toss Samael back to safety. It will work, they'll get Samael out of there, but Mickey, he's surrounded, and he's down and out for 100. No buyback, of course, available on him as it's still on cooldown. This could be the ticket that PSG LGD need to run it down mid and get themselves this victory secured.
It really does feel absolutely impossible for Liquid to do anything versus this draft. It's just far too strong. I was impressed with them when they got those 14 kills lead, but they've only gotten one in, what, 10 minutes or so it feels? It's just been PSG LGD running the game.
Yeah, it really has. Straight up to the high ground again. No Monkey King. They couldn't do this with the Monkey King. They do get a good toss back onto Nothing to Say, but the BKB's out in time, and they have no follow-up. Nothing to Say, able to easily walk it off. Tiger's gone. Face behind, just diving in underneath the tier 4s, in for the two-man crush. Innocent's just coming in, punching them in the face here. Quoifer getting shot down by Arme. 4 dead, as it's over. GG is called as PSG LGD. My goodness, they tear them apart completely in this game 1. Which really, I mean, this has to be a draft where I don't think PSG LGD would change anything about it, right? This is the perfect physical DPS lineup. I don't think you can't have it any better than Drow, TA, Slardar cores backed up by a Snapfire and an Elder Titan. It's perfection.
I absolutely agree. I feel like they got everything they wanted in the game. They even get the ET to scout. You know, it's not even this minus armor that he's really applying. It's just these stomps. He's this control for Faith Beyond to follow up, for the rest of his team to just clean up. And I was impressed with the way Liquid at least played the early game, but it felt like it was just an inevitable defeat. There was just nothing they could really do versus this draft. It's just too damn strong.
Absolutely. And Liquid obviously trying something that other teams wouldn't. You know, Quoifer, as strong as a lone trip player is, still opting to get him out whilst he's playing that on the off lane with Mickey on the carry, obviously, in that safe lane as the Monkey King. The balance, it had some merits early on. They had decent farm, but they never really had that equivalent of like the Faith Beyond or the Innocence, that sort of strong initiator, other than Mickey just trying to throw his body in to actually start any of these engagements.
No, and the Decreps, Sumail had these fantastic saves, but they also had a mixed draft. They had the Snapfire Kisses to follow up, they have the ET to control, and then they just itemized for it. The Nullifier comes out, and the Decrep is just nullified. It's gone. There's no way to actually save your teammates, as PSG LGD really do just run away with this game. Just such a clean draft. Liquid, back to the drawing board. I think they got to come up with something new versus this.
We'll see what they can pull out in game 2. It's game 1, PSG LGD, just all the way from draft to play. Perfect.
Because the drafts, maybe they were even, but we were talking about the easier lineup to play was definitely PSG LGD. Yeah. So if you're already a little lost, having to go up against like just executioner-style Dota, where eventually it just feels like you're going to lose, it's a really rough place to be mentally.
Well, let's see what we're going to get in game 2. We got ourselves the TA banned on the side of PSG LGD themselves this time. Enchantress also removed. Nyx Assassin, Ancient Deparation banned, meaning Oracle still in the pool. But they go for the Leshrac.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Mars also still in the pool.
Now this is the Liquid hero pick, though.
Yeah, you're happy, you're good. It's a good start.
It's open, it gives them tower pressure, it's one of Sumail's best heroes, and it just sort of embodies the way of Dota that they play best.
10 seconds remaining.
And they pair it with the Oracle, like Shiver said, very often, so I wonder if they're going to skip it. Looks like they will.
Turn to pick.
Yeah, they can pick it as their next one. I think that PSG LGD, though, as far as preparation goes, you know that this is going to happen.
Yep.
So they're going to come with something prepared for that. Is there any other option other than the Oracle? Like, would Liquid pick up Oracle now? Because it's definitely, it surely is going to get banned in the next phase.
If they don't pick it now, they're probably...
Ooh.
Okay. Different idea, same concept, heal your Lesh, but a little more aggressive. Because a good Fatal Bonds with Leshrac just running in.
The damage output is insane. It's crazy. Fatal Bonds with Leshrac.
It's one of my favorite combinations.
I agree.
And Upheaval's also really cool, just as a way of keeping people close to the Lesh.
But also, you can't really count on the Oracle heal that much to protect the Leshrac. I wouldn't really consider it, like, backup.
Yeah.
But it is nice. It's definitely nice.
It's really offensive firepower that you add in.
That's what you pick it for.
And this is like the flex pick though, because they lost the game, but they did play Core Lina. Well, no, sorry, Spirit played Core Lina against PSG LGD. So maybe absorbing a bit of that idea, because this 100% could be a nothing to say hero. I'm surprised we haven't seen more mid Lina.
We did have, well, Nothing to Say has played Lina against Spirit as well, which they won.
Oh, so it won both games.
So I think Lina won both games.
Okay.
If Spirit indeed played Lina, then yeah, they won. Lina mid won both games.
Wait, or was it? Did they play?
Alina was
first?
paired with the Faceless Wood, which made the hero the hero's value go up a lot more than just a regular old mid Lina. But I do think Lina's quite underrated as a mid hero.
Yeah.
So, but it's nice to have Alina in your opener because she can just play. She can be your mid if you need her. She'll probably be your forge. Such a strong laner with Mars. They can set up so many kills together. If Mars ever decides to just rotate, you can just give Lina the lane and let her farm a little, which she really enjoys because she's a greedy core. But we'll probably see her moving around a lot more. Like, I doubt they'll just let her sit back and farm.
Was TA banned out in the first two?
Yeah.
Enchantress TA.
Yeah, increases the value pretty significantly because it's just a rough matchup for Lina. Doesn't matter how far ahead you get, TA kind of eats you alive. But as an off lane, or well, as a 4 position, like I love this hero. I think it's something that Lina, Lesh are my 2 heroes on this patch. I guess Mars is in there too, that you can always have in your opener. It always feels fine.
To be fair, I think the Lina Lesh matchup, not Lina Lesh, Lina TA matchup is more even than people give it credit for. I just wanted to.
If it is Lina Lesh mid, who takes that?
PSG LGD's turn to
Versus each other.
Oh, you mean the matchup versus each other?
Yeah, if it's actually mid.
They both do fine.
They both be fine? Clockwork coming out for PSG LGD. We got on the side of PSG LGD, Bristleback, Monkey King, Faceless Void banned, and Team Liquid ban out the Viper, the Morphling, and the Luna.
Do you like this clock pickup?
Nah, I
You
think,
were criticizing it the other
didn't we
day.
watch a game where this happened? It was a Mars clock opener. I think it was Beast Coast. And we didn't like it for the same reasons I don't think we like it now. It's just a little awkward. Love the Tiger Earth Spirit. I think Mira probably the same. Great kill rotation potential for the mid lane, unlike a Clockwork. So you ask about the Lina Leshrac lane mid. It really comes down to who can rotate more efficiently because they're both very nice +1 kills. And rune control is incredibly important as well.
10 seconds remaining.
So I think Clockwork can actually have a very good game here because he's playing against Warlock. He also annoys Leshrac. Like you don't want to be trapped in a cog with Leshrac because he will kill you, but he can set up for a Leshrac kill because they don't really have any hard saves. So like the team can definitely follow up. I really like Sunray plus Cogs. That's a really nice combination. There's a lot of damage coming there. Also Phoenix Egg plus Mars. That's tried and true. LGD's draft's very flexible, by the way. You look at it and you're like, where are they going?
It's also a nice counter. People theorize it. Old EG, like a year ago, EG used to pick Phoenix a lot when Undying was meta. It works the same way against Warlock, where they want to drop the Golem and take a big team fight, but you just egg in response, and suddenly it's your area to control. Golem hits don't count against egg either.
I'm excited about the Terrorblade pick because it's been looking quite good. But Team Liquid hasn't played it yet. And I kind of feel like, they're just trying different things to make it work. I like the Terrorblade. I don't know if it will work, though. What do you guys think? I don't see you both have a little bit of question marks
It's
there.
into Mars. It's into Lina.
You don't like it at all.
I want to like it.
But you
I
don't.
think it can die. I think it can die a lot early. I think Terrorblade's been surprisingly very successful this year, but they pick it into super favorable lineups. You can always count on a Terrorblade if it hits the late game to have the items needed to carry the game. But will this lineup of Clock, Mars, Lina, Phoenix actually let him do anything?
I like how you phrase it, because it's a really bad Terrorblade game. Let's be blunt. Like, this is not the pick that I would go for in any. It feels like it's winning in the major, so let's give it a shot here. It's a great lane with the Warlock, to be fair. You're low HP, but high armor, high damage. So pretty much just get Shadow Worded, and then the Warlock runs off to stack or pull, and you free farm. But it's almost certainly now a Core Lina, and they also get the last pick carry matchup.
I thought it'd be interesting if they did core Clockwork actually and put Mars mid, because Clock can have a really nice game here, but I doubt they'll do that. It's just nice to see these like different things coming out, but I don't think that'll happen.
It's just riskier. That's the thing. It could work for sure, but that's an NA move.
It's just for fun, right? Like I look at these drafts and I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to see something different here? But I already like the draft enough. I know there's going to be a lot of brawling no matter what happens, and I'm just excited to see the Clock and Mars run around together.
PSG LGD.
I know, the last pick.
Darkseer. More head shakes coming out of Kyle.
Okay.
Okay, so Darkseer Earth Spirit is a very strong lane. Especially when Darkseer hits level 3, you give Earth Spirit the level 3 Iron Shell, and he can actually TP to mid or to
10 seconds
the safe
remaining.
lane and just go get a kill there, which is always really nice. It's one of my... I like to play Earth Spirit a lot, and my favorite hero to play with is actually Darkseer for that reason, but I don't think you want to play Darkseer when your carry can't come with you earlier. Darkseer really likes to empower these Juggernauts and these Ursus because the mid-game timing that you hit with this hero can actually overwhelm enemy teams, even teams like LGD that have a strong lineup.
You may now select your
I like Darkseer with 3 conditions met. 1, a vac stun. You do have the Lesh. 2, a support to play with in the Earth Spirit. But the most critical is to have a core to activate. And yeah, you can surge the Lesh and Sumail can run forward, but this just feels like a really rough game. I love the Ursa last pick because it's great in the laning phase, and it allows PSG LGD to get more aggressive. And I look at their lineup, think of how powerful these 3 cores are going to be with just their first item, and how aggressive they get to be. This also opens up Roche, which Team Liquid have really no method of taking.
So it's a position 5 Clockwork, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got the
Clock
Y
Ursa,
clock.
2 melee heroes versus Darkseer is actually not great. But I think Ursa can do well enough here.
Yeah.
You can win the game.
So both of you are kind of leaning PSG LGD again, and that's fine. But I want to know, did Liquid set themselves up for more success than in Game 1?
So if it goes really late, Terrorblade has a really good matchup versus Ursa. Like Terrorblade just shreds him. Mars is a natural counter to Terrorblade because you can't hit through the arena. But I think they do have better chances of winning this game.
Okay.
LGD's draft does not actually scale that well into late games, so I think if they can hold out,
Hold out,
they might
Liquid
be able
fans.
to do it. Yeah. Don't
Late-
give up, guys.
If they survive the mid game, if they don't get run over, all 3 cores can just shove lanes. They'll eventually outscale. And at the end of the day, they got a Terrorblade. At least they have a win condition. And at 30, 40 minutes plus, it should be incredibly Liquid favored. But they're 1-6. Like they need to show up now.
They need to show up. This is the time, Team Liquid. Let's see if they can do it, or maybe PSG LGD will take this one too. And oh, we're finding out together with our commentary duo of Fogged and OD Pixel.
Yes, thank you, Sheev. PSG LGD versus Team Liquid. Team Liquid with a much more normal looking draft, which I think I'm much happy to see. I think they have a lot of different ways to be able to fight in the mid game. Do feel like LGD does have a fast way to set the tempo. Owen, how you doing? What do you think?
I'm doing good. I've got to agree. You know, you got the Terrorblade right. This hero's been doing pretty well. We'll see what Mika can do with it in his hands. Sumail, obviously on that Lesh, the hero that we saw him just bring out countless times throughout the DPC League with great success. Let's see. Let's see if Liquid can give themselves a bit of a better shot here. As I'm excited to see what PSG LGD do as well. You know, bringing in this Ursa to end things up. Not necessarily the hero that I was expecting to see as the final pick. So, you know, I'm very, very much looking forward to see what PSG LGD's idea is going to be with Arme on the bear this game.
Yeah, we've seen this lane now a lot. The Ursa versus Darkseer. I think the clearest one is when Matumba Man was playing it versus Team Nigma. This lane can go both ways. If you're able to just get the concentrate hits, if you can kill the Darkseer early, Ursa will have an advantage. But we'll see, because it is a double melee. Clockwork, one of those special melees, in my opinion, though, that he just dominates most lanes, no matter what he's up against. And he's also versus double melee, where he thrives. So we'll see how it all does kick off. Mid, I'm interested to see how this one's going to go. Nothing to say. He's played this matchup a lot. They've played this so many times in China. He usually comes out pretty ahead versus these Leshreks.
No, we'll see that, because I think, Sumail is probably one of the better Leshreks in the game.
Agreed.
So definitely going to be a good test here between the two of them.
Yeah, look how the lane's already kicking off. The Ion Shells go onto the creeps. Innocence just stands in front of Koikfa. Doesn't let him come to the wave. Now it does have an Ion Shell after the battery assault ends, but he's going to have a secondary one pretty soon. Taiga will try to get some hits onto him, but that's just about it, as the Ursa should be able to farm these under the tower. Yeah, for me, just a much better draft coming out from Liquid, that they can fight constantly throughout the game. They have so many different cooldowns. They have nice combos. We've got Earth Spirit. We've got Fatal Bonds. Lots of damage that can come out with that. Fatal Bonds, Last Strike, Earth Spirit. They're a much bigger fan for this time.
And would you sort of agree with the sentiment of Effie that if this game goes late and Mickey's in a good position, this Terrorblade is set up fantastically to be able to carry the later portions of this game?
Yeah, it does just have to watch out, because nothing to say, this guy goes like pretty greedy with his Lina too, so he does go for more of a scaling build, which can stand toe-to-toe versus these Terrorblades at times. So we will see. Bottom, Ion Shells, Innocence. Roll is off the mark though, Taiga. Rare miss.
That's gonna, yeah. Miss. Probably probable kill there.
Yeah.
Since he's able to walk away top lane, Jin Q. Being brought down very low to the damage from this Metamorphosis. Same to be said for Faith Beyond. Imagine this top lane, being a Terrorblade backed up by the Warlock, you're going to have quite a tough time really slowing Mickey down, right? This is as safe as it gets for him, really, having this sort of support backing him up.
Yeah, absolutely. Taiga, under the gun here, gets the kick away. Nice play by him to save himself versus Innocence. Yeah, this should be a pretty good lane for Mickey. Just, they have to be very careful of when meta's down. That's when they can take advantage if they do get Faith Beyond to get like a spear connection with the Phoenix, but it's not the strongest lane with the Mars. Phoenix, definitely one of the weaker ones. Just got to keep that lane in a good position. Insania getting a nice pull off here after they push the wave forward. Mickey 13-5.
And this bottom lane really is so incredibly brawly between these four melees. I mean, who's going to get the first kill down here? We're seeing both sides getting rather low. Who do you think is going to be the first to suffer?
It really could be Innocent. So they have the vacuum skilled up. They haven't put the point in it. I'm surprised that Taiga's taking so much XP from the lane. I know that it was Koikfa that got zoned out right away, but when I've seen this lane combo work out its best with the dual melee, the Earth Spirit or the Nyx Assassin or whatever it may be usually plays on the side out of XP so that the Darkseer hits level 3 for that really strong Ion Shell to kick in early on, but that's not the case this time. Taiga, he is level 3. Koikfa still only level 2. Still saving a skill point too in case he does just get dove and chased out from the Ursa. Oh, I feel like Koikfa might just be the one to go down.
And when you see this sort of very even split of XP, as you say, with Taiga staying as involved in the lane as he has, does that then mean there's more pressure for Taiga to stay down here to keep Koikfa safe, or are you getting that increased share of XP early on the Earth Spirit to make the moves to mid?
No, I think he has to stay down here. Koikfa's forced to skill the Surge early on, and he still does die.
Dead. And the block there as well. Armor's able to stop Taiga rolling away. Taiga will live, but no HP and no mana. He has got a salve, but he'll be out of mana. I mean, it does seem the way that they're playing this bottom lane, it's not setting them up for success, Liquid.
No, he did move away, but it's a bit too late. Like he moved away to give the experience to Koikfa to get level 3, but that gives the opening for Innocence, who is level 3, to kill him with that high level points of battery assault. Lane already being pretty rough. Taiga
trying to roll in to help out.
Uses
the slow onto the two of them.
We'll be alright.
I mean, they will live, but we're seeing how scary of a lane it is really for Liquid. They've got to be so careful down here, the two of them.
Already the mask built up on that Ursa too, so he can sustain versus those Ion Shells. And top, they've already started to secure this lane for Faith Beyond as well. PSG LGD looking good in this early start. And the mid lane, he's forced Sumail back to base. Seen this so many times. He's so comfortable. Well. This is his matchup. I've seen him play this one like so many times in the DPC. He tends to do this versus any of the Leshes. He's so confident in the matchup. Just keeps up the fiery soul during the entire laning phase.
Yeah, this is pretty huge. I mean, as we said, we've seen a lot of Sumail Lesh, and he routinely just destroys the matchup regardless of what's against him. But yeah, nothing to say. Really just bringing in that extra level of play here.
Ooh, and top, Innocence is going to just leave his Ursa alone. He's going to refill the bottle of Faith Beyond. They want blood. But there's going to be a kill on the Ursa because of that. He's left alone.
Good read there from Liquid to put the pressure on. Whilst they knew that these moves were being looked towards elsewhere.
And Koikfa will get some very much needed breathing room. Gonna get to maximize, pull the creep wave into the neutral camp.
Tower is under attack.
Good stuff.
Dire are
Mid, Innocence, he's camping the top rune. Taiga playing around bottom side to check the rune for his Sumail. Sumail does have a catapult wave, doesn't have any points in Edict since he's playing for the lane, so can't go for these early tower pushes that we do see a lot from the Lesh, and Nothing to Say does get a bit lucky getting the DD rune spawning up top.
We'll see. You know, what sort of movements do you expect early on from Liquid? You know, Tiger, can he really make plays around them? It seems hard to get in on top of this Lina. You put your foot in the wrong place, Lina's turning and killing you.
It's got to be him to make the moves if it's mid. Top, Sumail can look to rotate, but bottom, I think you just leave Koikfa on his own. Unless Taiga's the one making the move down, you don't really want to rotate your Lesh. Since he doesn't have Edict just yet, it's a lot harder for him to play around going for these aggressive moves. It's Koikfa. Innocence gets on top of him.
Enough control, not quite. Get him in the cogs, and now with Tiger, they can look for the turnaround. Nice vacuum back into the roll. Set up for Innocence. As Innocence, he'll go down. Arme not able to commit on to Koikfa, not quite having the level 6, just about a creep away from it. So they've got to be a little careful about finding near this bear. It's Tiger. He's just dead. He stands right close to him. I guess sort of just presses all the keys at once. It doesn't save him.
Whoopsie.
Was having a bit of a tough time here down bottom, and well, Arme's going to be very happy with that one. Just a free kill given to it.
That's going to be his phase boots. He's going to be able to continue playing very aggressive in response to this Earth Spirit and Darkseer. Big misplay from Liquid. We'll be able to refill the bottle of Koikfa, but giving up a kill like that to the Ursa by himself, definitely not what you want to see.
Oh, Arme is going to be very happy with that. They're going to come straight back down to the bottom Tiger and Koikfa. Obviously a lot harder to make the move now onto Arme with the 6 available. And he was able to turn it around without the ultimate. With the ultimate, it's going to be even easier.
They got the silence.
Take him down through the silence. Oh, he's able to get the enrage off. He's able to jump to the side. Have they got anything else to come? And they're trying to chase, but the slow's there from Jinkyu. As Arme, he's back under the tower. Koikfa and Tiger, they really want to keep diving for this. Arme, he's just going to go straight up with the TP and he's away. He'll be able to get himself safely out of here. Liquid, they will move in. They'll kill off Xingqiu, but Arme manages to keep himself safe there. Koikfa, he's trying for the TP, but Innocence is it. Ooh. It doesn't want to cancel it.
He lets him TP out. That means they might want to rotate someone else to go for Mickey.
Mickey's taking damage from the tower here.
They're bringing the Lina.
There's the setup. Straight from the invis. They've got the catch onto Mickey. Mickey taken out there. Smart read there from Innocence to not cancel the TP of Koikfa and look for the bigger target.
Damn, the LGD is just playing like superstars right now. Just the awareness to be able to do that. Another D ward. That's the 3rd D ward they've gotten this game. Just really aware of the vision that Liquid has placed, and yeah, just such smart awareness to just let the TP finish. That's really heads up play. And no Sunder, of course, from Mickey. Does put the secondary point in Conjure Image.
See, Koikfa and Tiger making moves here, but Faith Beyond not an easy one to go upon. The backup of Sumail, they would have the chance, but they can't make the moves as it's bottom lane. Again, Arme is finding himself involved in some good early action here as the Ursa. This bottom lane, they're struggling to really bring too much down here to slow down this bear right now.
He's level 7. He's about to hit 8. Mickey just hit 7 after a very successful lane top. This Ursa's just pretty far ahead of him. 600 gold. Even looking to make another move onto him. They have the level 10 Lina. Mickey showed his face, and he put another point in Conjure Image, so no Sunder still available.
Yeah, he's got to play very carefully here, Mickey. They're coming in ready for the wraparound. If Mickey steps up too far, if he gets caught out by the slow from the Earthshock, that might be enough to lead in. The rest of Liquid, they've got back. Tiger and Insania heading over. They'll keep their distance. They know that Nothing to Say is around, looking for a kill. They'll make sure not to get themselves caught. Taking some ancients though, Arme. I mean, Arme doesn't care. You know, he knows that they're watching him. He also knows they can't do anything about it.
He does not care whatsoever. Gonna go for that diffusal build that we see them popularize so much. Now they're trying to punish.
Extra backup. It's Sumail and Mickey. They're going to see if they can take down Arme. Arme tries to jump down to the low ground, but he's not quite able to clear the cliff. They'll lose Innocence off to the side. Arme still able to walk it off though. They don't have any further control to get him. Insania does have the golem, but doesn't want to drop it down. As with the rage available, Arme will always be able to walk it off. Top lane. Attempt being made onto Faith Beyond. They'll drop the wall down. Tiger coming in with the roll, but Faith Beyond's able to dodge it. Also dodging the slow as well. Both spells here from Tiger, unfortunately, off the mark for him. They'll drop the arena, and Faith Beyond, he's out to safety. In fact, he's got backup coming in. Jinkyu will turn up. Arme's making his way over as well. Tiger and Kuiper, they've got to run. They get in with the dive onto the two of them. Tiger will roll away. Kuiper's going to get pinned to the tree, though, as another kill is set up for Arme. As we are really, we're just sort of seeing struggles here from the two of them. Tiger and Kuiper definitely not having their strongest of games.
No, definitely not. And not having Sumail to come up there and help them out either. He's going to go back toward the mid lane to defend the tower, but they really needed him to get for that extra damage to get the kill onto Faith Beyond, who just jukes the hell out of them. Insania.
In the jungle. Innocence just going to go for the chase here onto Insania, but backup is here. Sumail going to line up the stun. Jinkyu will dive in. He's going to drop the egg.
He's got the fire spirits on
too. They kill
too.
it in time. They can't, because nothing to say is they've got to run. As they'll take down Insania. They'll get the catch onto Sumail. Do they have enough damage? Laguna comes out. Sumail, he's still alive. He's got the backup of Kuiper. Vacuum down, but Sumail, he will fall. Nothing Sig gets another Dragon Slave off, and he's got the movement speed to get away from Kuiper. They can't even kill the leader. There's nothing to say. Just in the midst of it all, he gets the kill on Sumail, and he's able to walk it off.
They're starting to steamroll this game. It's 3K advantage at 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Ursa's pushing the top tower. Mickey is getting space, but my god, the invasion plays. This is a Clockwork who ends up kicking off all that aggression, gets them multiple different kills. This is great stuff from LGD. 4K advantage even.
And once that diffusal blades there on Arme, it's going to be terrifying. You know, the potential of
He might just go Roche.
PSG LGD's cause. They're going to bring so much action. I mean, he absolutely can. With that lifesteal, he can try and sneak a Roche.
Yeah, this is the typical Ursa that we've seen from the DPC region. It's that 12-minute Roche that they go for, so they get the second early timing really quick. Mid, trying to punish.
They're looking to try and get to nothing to say, but the arena's going to get dropped down. They'll be able to hold them back, because nothing to say is able to reset, step back. See what Liquid can do with this commitment. They're going to try and take down the tier 1 mid. Of course, Golem, Metamorphosis being used for this effort. Should secure them the objective, but of course space and distraction there. As Arme easily able to finish off Roche without any interaction here from Liquid.
LGD understand when to sacrifice too. Innocence, he has TP available the whole time bottom, but he's just farming. He's just like, whatever, battery assaulting a creep wave. Don't need to emphasize going for mid since Mylena got away. We saved him. Faith Beyond with a Blink Dagger very early on in the game on this Mars, level 9 too. Lots of different forms of initiation, lots of different forms of team fight too. Liquid just expended pretty much everything on mid, so they don't have much to fight back with if PSG LGD looks hunting.
I think they will.
I think they will. There's the Diffusal Blade done on the Ursa in a second too when he brings it out.
Now that, the Aegis arena back up in 30 seconds, you're definitely going to see PSG LGD go for some action here.
Yup. Securing the runes too. They get a regen top.
Yeah, they've got to smoke up on Jinkyu if they want to set up.
Liquid just has to be careful right now while they have none of these ults. Yeah, they're trying to play around this Ame Ursa. They have this deep ward too that was placed earlier. If anyone shows, they're going to be in heavy trouble. Koifa trying to keep the waves pushed out, but...
Oh, Fabian.
Tiger.
Going to step up to the high ground. They'll instantly burst through Tiger, and there's no chance for Insania either. The two of them go down. Oh, a beautiful angle there. Gets in, spear onto Sumail. I mean, Liquid, they're getting outclassed today here.
They sure are. PSG LGD is not holding back whatsoever. 10 to 5, 5K gold lead, even pressuring a tier 2 while they're making a smoke move with 3. Clockwork Innocence is just still chilling in bottom, farming up. This is just very impressive. Liquid, they've got to weather the storm a bit more. They need much more time for this Terrorblade, who's spotted under a ward here. Innocence is already starting to set up for him.
Yeah, Jinkyu's coming over as well.
Yep. Nothing to say, kind of in the area as well.
A little bit hesitant though. I guess with the tier 1 still being up in this lane, they know there's a chance that they can get in, and Guna, Rena, Supernova still down for a little bit, so PSG LGD only taking the battles that they need to. They know there's no rush here.
Yeah. They do know that the ults on the side of Liquid are coming back up too. Don't want to make a mistake until they do have everything available for themselves. They're getting free farm across the map. Everyone's farming so nicely on their side. Getting close to BKB on nothing to say too.
We'll see if Q does commit for this, but do you like this, what he's got queued up here on the Phoenix?
Hell yeah. This is his build. This is the build on the 4 position. GH used to do it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Why not?
Yeah, he did.
Go for the full greed.
I mean, we've seen so far the X have been very nice.
Ooh, spear off the mark.
Missed the combo this time, Faith Beyond, but it might not matter. It doesn't at all. Light strikes down. The arena won't catch Tiger. Tiger able to slide out just in time. But we're seeing Sumail, they have no struggle blowing him up here with the burst that Nothing to Say has. As he really is, as you said and expected. No, he's just having that much better of a game in comparison to Sumail's less. 3-0-4 on the Lina. Sumail, he's starting to struggle just 2-3-0 this game.
Get the kickback on Innocence.
Is he able to walk this? He might just be able to walk this off. He is. Innocence is going to be fine. They get the jump in onto Tiger. They'll drop the Golem down onto Nothing to Say. Nothing to Say able to turn with the Yules and the Light Strike. He's got enough control to allow him to step away from this Terrorblade. Even with the Golem drop, they're not able to find these cores. Nothing to Say. He's just been able to walk off so many of these team fights. He finds himself in the front lines, but he's always able to walk out of there. He's just not dying.
It was a great connection too from Liquid. The Fatal Bonds on 3 heroes plus some creeps. Everything connects perfect, but the Lina just scurries away. And that ward that they still have in the enemy jungle has paid off dividends so much. Ame has just been aggressively farming this entire time during his Aegis at no risk. And he's even gonna find a golem. Nice 100 gold.
Easy.
Easy, easy. Faith Beyond, ult almost up, doesn't matter. He wants blood. Koikfa shows himself.
They've got the setup.
Goodbye.
And they've got the damage here. Ame. Easy kill there with the opening from Faith Beyond.
And another D ward. As soon as they get their ward up in their own jungle, gets taken out from Innocence. LGD really showing no mercy.
Yeah, Mickey's still keeping up in farm, so it's a big pressure on him to do something. Once that BKB's there, with the BKB Dragon Lancer Diffusal, Mickey's probably going to have to turn up and try and have an impact. He's already in the jungle. Ooh! Well, that didn't hit, but it might not matter at all, as they still get the jump onto Sumail. Now, there we have it. Well, with the lead they have, they don't need to hit all the spells here, PSG LGD, to get the job done.
No, Liquid they can't respond at all. Without Golem, they have no way to fight. And this Darkseer is completely out of the game. Koikfa can't do anything. He's literally just a walking ion shell at this point. Deep aggressive vision. They see Taiga.
It's another setup. More for the scoreboard here and Nothing to Say.
These guys are good. They are playing so damn aggressive. They're giving no breathing room on the map at all for Liquid. Anyone shows even for a quarter of a second, they just get taken out. They're even gonna kill their own ward. Innocence is like, that's enough. You know, the ward, it did its job. I don't want you to get any gold from it. I kill my own ward on the high ground. And this is just master tier play, really, from PSG LGD. And like you said, it is mid-game farming, but it's just mid-game farming on the side of Liquid.
Yeah. I mean, and we have, Terrorblade, I believe what the win rate's been pretty good, bro. This hero's had some good showings here. Is it going to be good enough to win a game like this, though? This is going to be the real test here for Mickey on the TB.
He's just alone.
Rather behind.
That's the problem is he's alone, and he is versus quite a bit of counter matchups. The Lina, the burst that comes out, Mars is obnoxious. Phoenix, when you don't have anybody else who can commit to hit egg, can also be problematic. It's not easy for Mickey. Not an easy task whatsoever.
How's the farm on the other course? Yeah, Koikfa still struggling towards the blink after the herd. Sumail, with all the pressure and focus that's been on him. Still trying to scramble towards the BKB after the Yules. And meanwhile, some of the cores on PSG LGD, as we're seeing, BKB now done on Ame.
My
on
lord.
top of the diffusal.
They're so farmed. This Lina also having the BKB, going for MKB next. It's level 17, level 15 on Ursa. It's, we talk about gold lead a lot. It's that 8,000 gold lead, but the experience lead tells the tale of this game too. It's like 17,000 experience lead, which is ridiculous. 20 minutes in, that is pretty unbelievable to say. And they're ready to fight again.
They're gearing up for that timing to approach. Roshan could be round the corner. Oh, there we go. BKB on Mickey. So we're probably going to see if things are different with Mickey able to step foot into the team fight.
All five.
Fabian. He's found the opening. The Egg's going to get dropped down straight away. The stunner's one. They're taking out Insane before he can get off a single spell. Quite trapped in the arena. Double kill for nothing to say. Mickey, he'll get the BKB off. He's trying to turn, stand his ground, looks towards Fabian. Fabian stepping away here with the bulwark, but the damage is done. He'll get the kill. Jump forward here onto Sumail, but Sumail's able to focus down, nothing to say, able to live with the self-fuels, he's up in the air, nothing to say, turns with the Dragon Slave, they will kill the Lina, but Arme, he's looking for the cleanup, he's running down Mickey, the swipe stacking up, Mickey's gone, 4 dead on Liquid. As Liquid, with Mickey's presence and BKB, they can punch back a little bit, they get 2 kills, finally able to end that streak of nothing to say, but the team fight, it's still a loss. Arme cleans up, stays out on top.
So quick the way they just jump immediately with the Mars ult onto 3. The Egg follow-up. Warlock gets nothing off, just gets evaporated. And that's your big fight. That's meta committed, which has that long cooldown. First BKB showing. Does get some nice kills, but not quite enough for Liquid.
Not at all. Not at all. That lead still standing as strong as ever here for PSG LGD.
They're just waiting for the Roche too, that second Roche, that shard for the Ursa that makes him that much stronger. They're still continuing to stack too. I'm seeing Innocence, he's got a double stack around the Ancient and the hard camp that is gonna work through. Close to Basher. So his toe-to-toe matchup versus the Terrorblade, it's gonna be perfectly fine. He's gonna just be able to eat this Terrorblade when he has this Basher done.
Not too many options for Mickey, really. I mean, Skadi obviously the one that he has to do, but as you said, not really going to do too much to help him in that situation. That's PSG LGD straight into the pit. Easy Roche for them here. No contest from Liquid. They can't bring a fight at this stage.
Faith, they're even playing like cautious. You see that? He even spears on top of the Roche in case of anything. Like, oh, if someone blinks in from Liquid, he's ready for it. And they're still playing very carefully. 12k gold lead. Just real relentless aggression from PSG LGD.
See what they want to do with this Aegis. They can pretty much take what they want. Tier 2 still standing up top, still Tier 1 down on the bottom lane. As this tower's gone, Liquid, best they can do is just try and play as far away as possible from PSG LGD, especially whilst there is that Aegis and Cheese in play.
They don't have a ward down there on the side.
Objectives themselves.
They don't have a ward down there, but the Rocket just scouted out all of Liquid. Innocence does fly one over. So he knows the positioning of Team Liquid. Another one will scout out Insania. So they might look for the fight here.
Let's see what they can do. PSG LGD very happy to bring the action.
They want the fight. Sumail much more protected now with BKB. Armor lacking. Still will get burst down quite quickly. They're just charging up the high ground.
Charging in. He's just charging in. He's ready to go. He's looking for Tiger. Tiger's going to turn with the magnetizer the slow, but the BKB comes out from Arme. Tiger will be able to roll away. Arme is just going to turn his attention over towards Mickey. Mickey has to put the BKB, but the passion's in play. Arme staying on top of the Terrorblade. They will hold him back with the stun. Mickey able to get back up to full health here with the Sunder. Fabian jumps in. Throw up the column, but immediately with the Yules, Fabian's able to dodge it. Innocence comes in from the side. They've got the bash, they've got the control. Mickey, he's down. They kill off the Terrorblade. Arme, he's ready to look for the cleanup. Sumail go for the TP, but the first hit bash is there. Arme puts a stop to Sumail's TP. As there's 4 dead on Liquid. Tiger's buyback not able to do anything to turn that one around. As yet again, PSG LGD not struggling at all to come out on top. Arme able to use the Aegis really perfectly, just rushing in, forcing the action, getting it burnt through straight away. And on that second life, they just didn't have anything left in the tank to deal with the bear.
No. Taiga tried to disrupt the left heroes. He tried to disrupt the Lina and the Phoenix from getting into the fight since they did have that ward on the left side. But it didn't matter. They didn't even need the Phoenix and the Lina until the later stages because Ame just brute forces through everything.
Meanwhile, nothing to say. Taking the tier 3 top while Same brings in the mid lane.
And they still have 2 eggs.
Full team up in 10 seconds.
Q didn't have to even use one of them. This is brutal.
Without a doubt, just looking as tough as game 1, really. Both of these games. PSG LGD just having complete control sort of after the laning stage. Their movements have been pretty flawless, and Liquid, sort of similar to some of the other performances we've seen from them so far at this major, it's just not looking quite at the level that they were bringing during the season. There's something that's missing.
Yeah, they're getting completely outclassed, really. Like LGD with the warding game, with the aggression game, with the laning, it's been literally everything from them. As Insania, he'll get spotted. Easy kill.
Ooh.
That was close.
Innocent's nearly finding Tiger mid-roll there. Just having to sit up in the base hit. Liquid might have one more chance for a final stand on the high ground, but his arms just flying in, nothing to say. Full MKB. Bringing in the bottom lane, so they're going to have all 3 waves pushing in on them.
They're all so massive.
I mean, this Ursa pick has really ended up just playing out perfectly. They knew exactly the way they wanted to play this. PSG LGD closing up with this bear for Arme, and it's looked fantastic. And it's been a great approach against Mickey. We're seeing with this build, with the basher up, Mickey just can't really do too much in the fights. These little interrupts, these bashes, just allow Arme to lock down onto the Terrorblade in a way that Mickey can't quite do to Arme in return.
No, it's the pace of the game that they set to get that early Roshan, to get the shard so early on in the game that he can just run into high grounds, face check versus the side of Liquid. As top, Tiger.
They're looking for the catch here. They've caught Tiger. Quaifa will be able to instantly TP out, but Tiger down and out for a minute with that buyback on cooldown.
Mickey is able to sneak his courier at least to pick up his Scotty. They will lose Insania, Sumail.
Put the BKB and run. He has to. He can't stand close to Arme.
Feels like they got one fight left on the side of Liquid. And even then, they've got the Scotty on Mickey for the high ground defense, but this lead is just starting to get pretty insurmountable. There's nothing that they can do. But PSG LGD owns the entire map. I see Liquid drawing some hearts on the map. I think they're really feeling that they are in a pretty impossible position.
It's definitely going to take some quite big mistakes here from PSG LGD to swing this one around, and what we've been seeing, they're not going to be making those mistakes here. The play so far in these 2 games, it's been very clean from PSG LGD. Their approach has been perfect, and Liquid's sort of strategy has just been, it's just seemed a bit flawed in both situations that we've had here against PSG LGD. They've just not been quite as prepared.
No, it really is preparation. It's just always being at the right place at the right time. Nothing to say. If they tried it for him, he's got the BKB.
And he's got backup coming in as well. So Liquid, they've got to consider if they really want to commit for this. They're trying to push on, but he's actually out to the river. They won't actually be able to find him. Nothing to say. He's already out of there. And now the backup's coming in. Mickey posts the BKB. Supernova will be dropped. Mickey's got to try and step away, but he's getting focused down by Arme. He'll get the Sunder off, but the bash control comes in. Mickey goes down. The eggs are just coming out in full force here. There's nothing to say. Also burning them down one by one. Triple kill for nothing to say. As 4 dead, 5 dead. Full team wipe here. As PSG LGD, they should be on the verge of being able to close up this series and get themselves the 2nd win against Liquid.
It's ruthless, like the way that they're playing, and even the little things that they're doing. They don't even need to do these things in the game, but they're still just trying at absolute maximum on PSG LGD. They're bulwarking under the egg that's not going to die anyway. They're doing all the little things right, and it's just been an absolute stomping, really. 30 minutes in, 26,000 gold lead. Liquid staying in the game, but it is completely over.
And they'll stick around for one more fight, and PSG LGD, they won't mind, pad up the KDA a little bit more. It's always nice to do here in these sort of games. 31-9, 28k lead.
They almost got the lead.
30k here with these.
Right, they almost got the Lina with the Sunder, but she had the cheese, that early second Roche.
Yeah.
Just makes it even more impossible.
All right, guys, I know we probably lost this game. All right, guys,
There
I know
we
we
go.
probably lost
Aw.
this game.
The positivity from Insania, as they are going to, of course, play on. They're going to try and give it their best here, Liquid. Look for maybe one final hurrah against PSG LGD. See what they can do. They still have the bottom racks. Only down 2 sets of racks here, Liquid.
I like how positive you're being for them. The last just 10,000 net worth.
I mean,
Phoenix
yeah,
is
the
like
energy's
12,000.
being exuded here with the all chat here from their in-game lines, you know. I'm sure you know, Insania probably saying that in person to his teammates right now as well. So is Mickey getting close to anything like Scotty? He's trying to get the butterfly done after the Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
These levels, yeah, nearly level 25 on nothing. Oh, no, it's not nearly. He's got
He is
level
25,
25
yeah.
Lina.
Look at that attack range, too. Pretty beautiful.
30 seconds as Jinkyu's going to have the double eggs ready to go.
Yep. And they're even leaving the illusion inside the Roche pit. PSG LGD showing respect to their enemies, still not showing any mercy whatsoever. As Liquid, final smoke out. Are they looking for maybe like a 1 kill into a GG? That's what this one looks like.
I think
they're
so.
Smoking out of
They've
their
got 1
base.
kill and a GG.
Yeah. It's ooh, they
Let's
want to take beyond.
see if they can get it.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
uh-oh, indeed. It's not going to happen.
Hello.
They've got to run now. Arme's on his way over. And he's hungry. He's looking for Mickey. Arme. He's committing in onto the Terrorblade. The first egg coming out. Samael puts the PK. People, look at this damage for nothing to say. The
Jesus.
right click. Just forcing Samael to run. As Mickey, over the meta,
Another
they
egg.
look towards the pair, but the second Supernova's out, and they can't take it out. They've got to run again. Mickey's trying to step out, will be able to send himself back up to full HP. But Samael's gone, so's Quake, but so's Mickey. As all 3 cores are gone, Tiger and Insania
GG.
shortly follow, and there it is. GG is called. PSG LGD with 2 back-to-back phenomenal performances here against Liquid. They just didn't give them a chance at all here. Liquid looking completely lost, as PSG LGD having a fantastic series through and through here. Draft,
That was
performance.
That was a bit of a brutal one to watch, Owen, I gotta be honest. That got really out of hand really fast. Ame just charging into high grounds, and yeah, not a lot of movement coming out from Liquid over there. They got completely ran over. PSG LGD played some of the cleanest Dota I think I've seen, and super confident with the drafts that they've gotten. This is like their bread and butter. Both games, they got away with murder, it feels like, with what they were able to just select for their draft. It was ruthless.
Yeah, I just want one of those series, one of those games where it's really hard to sort of pick out a player from the lineup that sort of, you know, outdid themselves. It's just across the board fantastic. All 5 players on PSG LGD just on exactly the same level, perfectly synchronized with the movements and calls that were being made. That sort of teamwork, it just wasn't apparent today on Liquid's side of things. They were just a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, PSG LGD showed up with no mercy today, as Liquid will be defeated again.
Oh, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. PSG LGD will take this series 2-0 against Liquid.